people watching?
Do you know what the Batman said?
No.
It's like they're the coward's weapon.
Yeah.
That's what the Dark Knight said.
Holy shit.
Buddy.
He doesn't care. It's like full of shit.
We're going.
Shooting guns is fun.
Are people watching? Are they commenting?
Somebody said any 15%er is under 200 pounds.
Can you take a microphone and start reading some of these? And we'll bring Henry on in a second.
Oh, we got $30 more.
Oh, good. $30 more. Well, we're moving.
51.
Once we get to 52, I'm going to color some more in.
Okay. I'm just going to start this episode off. Hey, everybody. Welcome to Talking Shit. I'm Eddie Ift here with Jason Hour.
Hi.
Who's been fucked up
Since yesterday.
Since birth.
Since before time.
Since his wife, or since his mother clamped her thighs together and smashed his head on the way out. Anyway, we are in the midst of our 24-hour podcast, which I'm sure you've all heard about, and you're going to hear these episodes. Whatever. Henry Phillips is our guest.
Good to see you.
For this episode,
Hey, man,
and
good to see
also, are you going to read some of these off first?
Do you
want me to do that?
Yeah,
Read some of
off.
the comments.
And Jonathan McElnay-Moe sitting on the couch, hanging out, just looking like a serial killer.
So we got some comments from watchers. We got Travis from Longville.
We know
Oh,
Travis from
Travis.
Longville.
Travis from Longville asked, will Bonnie Rotten squirt on camera for us?
We're not allowed to do pornography, no nudity on camera. So what we'll do is we'll have Bonnie sit across from us where she's not on camera, and we'll have her squirt across the room onto Jason.
I'm down for that.
Or Jonathan, would you rather have that?
Well, he should get to fire the weapon. He should be the one that gets to push the button.
Yeah. We'll have her shoot it across the room, so all you'll see is the squirt. You won't see the squirt come out. You'll see the squirt hit one of them in the face.
Have you ever seen her squirt?
No.
It's going to be a lot.
Really?
She squirts big.
Oh, she told me she just pisses.
She's just peeing.
Yeah, pretty much.
What a letdown, man.
Okay, any other comments?
We have Boob V hates Chris Wilde.
Well, Chris Wilde's going to be here in the morning for the long haul.
And there's a character named Sup My N-Word says he is going to unsubscribe when Chris Wilde takes over.
Oh, wow.
And Oprah's Nipple says, I love Henry Phillips so much, but people treat him like a jukebox. Just let him talk.
Oh, yeah.
Do they really? Maybe not you guys, though.
People treat you like a what?
Jukebox. Oh, probably on other podcasts I'm usually doing
Everybody
songs.
wants you to play music?
Yeah,
I'd rather have you cook.
Yeah.
Henry, your cooking show.
All right, switching it
Switch-
up.
Just the
switch
mics. Just the mics.
I was like, all right.
So you know what we're doing. We're on 24 hours.
Yeah, dude.
You're
and
on
then
hour 2.
this is the road to the bingo bus,
You're
right?
on hour 2, and I'm already tired. I'm
Nice.
like, what the fuck have I
Going
done?
24 straight, huh?
Yeah, we're going to go 24 hours straight. So this is
Damn.
this is our second, and then we're going to air them like it's Ustream, it's live now, but then we're going to do 24 consecutive episodes over the next 12 weeks. And then we got the money for the bus, but we need to pay some bills, so we're trying to get to 60,000. We're trying to get to 60,000 down here. We need to get to 60. Where are we? We're at about 52 right now.
Almost.
Not yet.
51 and a half.
52.
All right.
51 and a half.
5.
And we're trying to get to 60 in 24 hours to
What do you
Pay all the
get
bills.
for $1,000?
for $1,000 you sit right there.
Oh, is that what you did?
Now he gave $3,000. He gets to get a dance from Bonnie Rotten.
Oh, nice.
A dance. We're not allowed to advertise shit like that.
That's
so.
awesome.
Henry,
Did I ever
I
tell you
haven't
about this real quick? My buddy,
tell me
Got-
to keep it down in there.
he hooked up with a chick at a bar one night, and he said it was the best sex he's ever had. And then he went to the bathroom. When he came back, she was going through his wallet, and she took out like $1,000 cash. And he's like, "What's going on?" And she was like, "I want my money, bitch." And then he left, or she left. But I was like, "But maybe it was worth it, like $1,000.
Like if it was the best
somehow he
sex
felt
ever.
wronged, but he probably, if it were agreed to ahead of time, he
Yeah.
would have been like, "Yeah, I'll give you $1,000."
But he
for
never
the best
agreed?
sex ever. No, she robbed him basically.
Well, I've heard that.
She threatened that she was. Yeah, it gets dark after that. But, yeah.
he one time, Jim and I hired a hooker and sent him out on a date with her.
Nice.
And then at the end, she asked him for money, and he was
Yeah,
like,
I
"What?"
mean, it was pretty. It was
Oh.
pretty fucking ambiguous the whole way, though. She's
Yeah.
like, it wasn't clear. It was that. What was that? Name your price.
Yeah.
.com or
What's
something
your
like
Priceline.
that. No,
Priceline.
yeah, Priceline. Yeah, I
They
went
do
on a-
hotels.
I went on a date with William Shatner.
That was
Yeah.
He
classic.
put me in
We
the friend
sent-
zone.
That's a great episode. We sent you on a date with a hooker, and you
Yeah.
didn't know it.
I had no idea, and they were stalking me through the hood.
We were
so I
hiding.
ditched
We were
them.
watching them.
I like ditched
Man.
you guys and like went up to Santino's and had some beers.
So at the end, she asked for her money, and he starts calling us, yelling. He's like, "You fucking assholes!
Yeah.
She wants $160." And she didn't even do anything.
It's kind of like the Truman Show, but a real fucked up.
I had no
version of
idea
it.
that
Yeah.
like there was
Like, at
anything
the
on
end,
the
you're just
table.
like,
If I'd known that like that, maybe I could have got something, I would have. But I didn't know.
Yeah, dude, you should have.
we
I don't know how to hit on a hooker.
yeah,
But you didn't know it was a hooker.
I didn't know it was a hooker.
he took a hooker to the friend zone.
Ah,
That's a gift.
that is a gift.
I'm a Hallmark card.
I also have a story of my friend Nate Tepp, who's a fan of the show. He has a buddy named Hud that he had me meet because Hud's crazy. Hud was living in Liberia or somewhere where you get Ebola, and took a hooker home
Oh God.
from his local
Jesus.
bar, and then was banging her, and then I forget what happened. She tried to take his money. He just took her home, and then she's like, "You owe me money." He's like, "I don't owe you money." She's like, "Yeah, you do." And she started punching him, and the next thing you know, it's a crazy fucking story. But
If you
Dude.
pay for the cab, is that kind of like prostitution?
well, that's how you get away with it. You basically say it's like when you scalp tickets to an
Yeah.
event. I'm not allowed to sell tickets to the Rolling Stones, but I can say, "Hey, do you want to buy this Rolling Stones T-shirt that I've been saving for $400, and along with it, I'll give you 2 tickets to the Rolling Stones concert."
That's why English is amazing.
That's how
That is amazing.
that's how you get away with it. So you can
Language.
probably do the same thing with prostitution. Jim Norton has that great joke about prostitution's illegal, but pornography's legal. He said
Which
that's
always
why.
blows my mind.
He goes, that's why if you
Always
get
have a
caught with a
camera.
hooker and the cops come in, you just go, "Cut! Who ordered the police?"
Yeah.
It's a
That's
brilliant
a
joke.
great
It
joke.
makes sense.
Yeah, no, it's true.
Why is
It never made any sense to me. It's like the idea is we don't mind if you pay for someone to have sex with you. We just want to all see it.
yeah?
I mean, I can't be the first. I don't think I'm the first guy to say that, but that's basically what you're saying. Yeah,
We don't want one person enjoying this.
yeah.
alone.
It's ridiculous. It's like, well,
You
I don't
and
want to
your
be a
money.
director of a porn movie. It's just like the whole thing doesn't make sense.
Jonathan, you have to have gotten hookers before.
No, I've thought about it though.
Never.
Well, I'm always afraid of getting arrested or something.
It is a
Well, I
little
know,
scary. I
yeah.
heard they shut down Backpage, which is where everyone was getting the hookers here in L.A.
There's just there's too many nightmare stories. Now I'm with him because it's like
Yeah,
there's
yeah,
too
I'd
many
be
nightmare
terrified.
stories of because it's not regulated and it's like there was one guy who told a story not too long ago who was like I got a hooker in Vegas for $150. She came into my room, and then she was like, "Well, no, the $150 is for me to come to your room."
Yeah.
Then we start paying for the individual acts, and he's like, "Well." What are you, Spirit Airlines or something? Like you're doing everything like a la carte now? It's like, all right, well, you
How
have to
much
check your
my
bags. There's all these hidden costs. you know?
Machete.
And a lot of those pickups, those are the ones that end up body found in a motel.
Yeah, no.
Like this guy's face down in his own stool,
Machete-
dead.
Machete
in a
did-
tub full of ice.
Machete
Yeah.
did Backpage and had a really good story about it.
Oh, he did. He had a little bit of a hooker run. I remember that.
Yeah, he had a good experience with it.
Huh.
I don't know. I've heard one of my friends is friends with a billionaire dude, and the guy said got married, divorced, and he said if he could do life over again. Oh, he wasn't a billionaire dude. He was a rich guy, but he said if he could do life over again, he would just get high-priced prostitutes.
Mm-hmm.
It would just make life so much easier. And I think on that high end where you can pay $5,000 for a chick,
Yeah.
it might be worth it in the sense that, a $5,000 girl's not going to rip you off.
Take half of your assets
Yeah.
and the kids in the house.
Yeah, that.
You
Well,
know?
Charlie Sheen has that great quote about you don't pay them to have sex with you, you pay them to leave.
Yeah. Who just told me?
I think that's on his tombstone.
my next door. I'm so scared. I'm moving. I got a new house, and my next door neighbor I met, and she came over because we have construction going on and all this shit, and she's like, oh, I see there's a lot of noise going on here. And I was like, oh, yeah. So scared she's going to watch this. And so I've made friends with her. She's an older lady, and her husband's, like has Parkinson's or something. And she
Is
said
that the people that lose a dog every 2 years next door?
Yeah, to the Coyotes. She goes, well, we got to go. I got to go sing at the church. And I was like,
buddy.
oh,
You moved in next to
no.
my parents.
And I was like, oh, fuck. And she's like, I go, what religion? She's a Catholic. I'm like, oh, yeah, I did that for a long time. And she's like, oh, you're not anymore? And she goes, surely the baby's going to be baptized. And I was like, oh,
man.
no, I've got these neighbors. But I just thought, oh, thank God we're not doing this show next to her.
Oh God.
Like fucking Bonnie Rotten.
She
out
would
there
have a
on your
heart
deck.
attack.
Yeah, she would have a heart attack.
Oh
just
my
like
God.
But I was thinking something.
But, let her.
I was thinking about her because something about the hookers. What was the last story we told about?
We were talking about the murders. Charlie Sheen. You pay
Charlie
him to
Sheen.
leave.
She told me at the church she sings at that Charlie Sheen baptized his kid there.
Oh, okay.
And she's like, yeah, Charlie was just baptizing his. And I'm like, Charlie Sheen in church.
I don't think he puts too much stock
Wait,
into
so she's
anything,
fine with
though.
that?
Like, that's probably
Yeah.
nothing to him.
Well,
She
because
was
he's
like-
famous. I hate that
Exactly.
shit.
I
She's a
do
fucking
too.
star fucker.
Yeah,
Fuck
I hate
her.
that too. Like they get away with anything.
Yeah, it's like I did a show one time. Sarah Silverman was nice enough to have me open for her at Largo one night, and it was right when she started
She
breaking.
loves you.
She's been great, and she tweeted about the movie and about my kitchen series and stuff. She's amazing. So I'm opening for her, and I have this, I have a semi-dirty act. You've seen it.
Right.
It's not over the top or whatever, but so I do my thing, and she goes up, and afterward there was a lady with her fucking 10-year-old daughter, and Sarah's doing jokes about, my boyfriend comes on my face and shit. And so this lady comes up with her daughter, and they said to Sarah, can I take a picture with you and my daughter? We love you. She loves you so much. They had just watched her show. And then they came up to me afterward, and the lady looks at me, and she goes, you were too dirty, and walks away with her daughter. And I wanted to be like, fuck you. It's like, you just, what part of this thing don't you understand? Sarah is a dirty comic, and she's great at it and all this other stuff. I'm trying to just sort of entertain. I do some dirty stuff, but it wasn't come on my face or whatever. But it's almost like they just ignored all that with
It's
her
all what
because
they
liked
decide
her.
of you as a person. Because
Yeah,
my
it's
parents
like-
are like that. My parents are very hypocritical and very religious, right wing, and all this stuff. But then they'll look at what I do, and then they would never question me. Thanks, Graham.
Thank you guys.
Bye, Graham. So they will.
See you, man.
They won't give me shit, but yet I do all these things that they'll criticize.
Yeah.
And then I remember, like, growing up, my mom thought Howard Stern was the devil. And he's awful, and the stuff he does is terrible, horrible, blah, blah, blah. And then he married a friend of ours. And so it was like, okay.
Now they're
he's on
fine
America's-
with him.
okay. Now that he's on America's Got Talent, she loves him.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
He still has girls ride the Sybian and
Yeah,
squirt
yeah,
all
yeah.
over the studio.
But he
and-
does that on his radio show. But
Yeah.
then he goes on America's
Yeah,
Got
people
Talent.
are
and tells
just
people
such
that-
transparent fucking star fuckers.
Yeah, my parents.
It kills me.
Yeah.
No,
Mom,
my parents
you
too.
star
People
fucker.
in general.
Hey, keep an eye out for that Lachlan Patterson.
Do you guys know
Yeah.
Danny Trio tweeted me back today?
Oh,
Whoa.
nice. He lives right up the street.
I
man.
asked Danny Trio to come over and do the show via Twitter, and he said, Machete doesn't talk, Machete kills.
Nice.
That's awesome.
Graham, I almost called you Graham, that last one.
We're in
I'm
our
going
hour
crazy
two.
in hour two.
We're in hour 2.
It's all right.
Henry,
Yeah.
why isn't Henry's Kitchen a TV
Phenomenon.
show yet?
Dude, it's funny that you say that. I
Please tell me
literally
that
just
deal.
came from a pitch meeting right now. That's why I'm dressed up. I normally am not, but I wanted to look like I might be able to be in control of something. So I was like, I'm going to put on a shirt and pants or whatever. Yeah, and it wasn't easy. It's not an easy sell. I think that there people are used to a certain type of thing. But no, I do want to do it. Ideally, I would bring in characters, like
Yeah.
I'd have a neighbor, I'd have like the landlord.
It's almost like a sitcom.
And I was even thinking I could make it like a
It's hard for them to wrap their mind
Yeah.
around that because it's so...
Genius.
True. No, yeah.
Yeah,
And
they're fucking
and,
stupid.
well, hold on. They haven't said
Sorry.
yes or no yet. I'll come on afterward.
send Jason in to talk to him.
I'm gonna go in there with a 7-2 offsuit all-in move.
yeah.
Listen, you fucking idiots. You don't know what fucking genius is. This guy's been toiling. He's been working his ass off. He's been cooking beans. And they're like, Jason, we
approved
we
it.
approved it.
Oh,
All right. Thank you.
I'm sorry I called you all cunts.
And then you come over and high five. I got it covered, dude. I took care of it.
It's
No,
their
so
job.
they've got their job to do. I'm trying to do something unusual and weird. I also thought I want to turn it into like a bed and breakfast
Was this
situation.
Comedy Central?
Yeah.
you mean like
So
live
I told them
theater?
I was doing your podcast. They said hey and everything. So
Jordy Elner?
no, it was Eric Abrams.
Yeah, Eric. I didn't.
Yeah. So I think it would be cool to have it like I open a bed and breakfast, and every
yeah, dude.
episode there's a new person who
Come through on
shows up, and it could be it could be you, or it could be like a random.
For people
I
that
always
don't
picture
know,
Daryl Wright for some reason. I don't know if you know Daryl, but
Oh
If-
yeah.
Just
if you
him
don't-
stumbling
if you don't
on
know,
my
what,
bed
what
and
is it?
breakfast.
What is it on YouTube? Henry's Kitchen.
Yeah. If you go to just put in Henry's Kitchen on YouTube.
Just watch all of them. They're fucking
They're
hilarious.
awesome. Why don't you do a real bed and breakfast?
a real one.
Yeah.
Oh, that would be
Jason-
kind
Just
of
go all out.
like an Andy Kaufman thing. Like
yeah, like actually do a bed and breakfast.
Um,
that's-
yeah.
Henry,
Wired up.
Jason's autobiography
yeah.
is, well, we're going to change the title. So everything's going to be autobiography except for the title, which is going to be called Delusions of Grandeur.
I got it.
So he will take your idea
Okay.
and just expand on
You
it.
do the bed and breakfast. I just want to make the TV show.
Anything
about
Actually, I
else,
it.
wouldn't
Jason?
mind having a bed
Anything
and
else?
breakfast.
Anything
That'll
else
be
that you
good.
should do? Why not a line of cooking?
Yeah, are you gonna cook dinner?
No, a line of like he should have his own house.
Cooking wear, aprons. Fuck yeah,
Um,
merchandise. Henry's aprons.
I actually have aprons through the Reverb Nation store.
See, there you go.
Those are out
Anything
there.
else, Jason?
But I'm trying not to turn into a
Chef's hat.
like. Yeah, that's actually pretty good. Pot holders.
He's full of ideas.
Oven mitts.
holders,
And you could
Apple peeler
I could
core
just have
slicer combo
quotes.
unit.
I could have a quote. How about a Henry Phillips quote that says, "I didn't say come on my face, you fucking bitch, with your whore daughter."
That would be at the bottom of the recipe book. You do the recipe book.
Angry comedians after their shows quotes.
My wife wants me to do a recipe book because somebody asked me once how to make my paleo pancakes, and I gave them the ingredients, I wrote the recipe for them, but I don't know measurements, so I'm like, take a scoop of almond butter about as big as your fist, something you would shove up some dumb horse cunt. and I wrote the whole thing out, and I sent it to him, and he wrote back. It was like, you need to make a cooking book. Like all the shitheads will buy it. And so Lauren, my wife, they're basically her recipes, and then I just
Perverted.
Put in the colorful
and
descriptions.
she's written them down, and she's like, you're doing this, you're making this
Yeah.
cookbook, because it'll be like, taste it kind of like you'd lick a clit. Just put your tongue on the tip of it. If it tastes too salty, you're gonna need to put a little more sugar in it. And then I'm like, then take this stuff. I don't know what it looks like. It looks like some shit that you would find, like if you had diarrhea for a week straight, and it came. Okay, you got to put that.
That last little plotch of oil that comes out at the end.
All right, what's
You ever
wrong
had
with
that?
you?
Well, I've had diarrhea for a week
Why have you
straight.
just
and it
ruined-
ended with a little.
You just
plotch
ruined
of
a
oil.
24-hour podcast.
Because I'm
An
that
hour
good.
two. No,
I can ruin the whole.
This is so
Everything.
weird that we're doing 24
that's
fucking hours.
crazy, dude.
It's
I don't know if
happening.
I've stayed up for 24 hours. in
I've already
years.
stayed up for 24 hours.
Did Comedy Central like your pitch?
I think they did. Yeah.
Good. I want that show made. Like if I look at all my friends and all the stuff they're doing, that's one that I go, that's.
And
the
truth
one
be
that
told,
should
I
be
was
made.
pitching it to the website people,
right,
but
right,
they
right.
always do stuff with the hopes of developing it into something.
I'd
so,
almost rather be on the web.
yeah, I
than
know.
on TV
Nowadays,
now. Because
yeah.
the web, you can share it with your friend. I can't share shit on TV with my friends.
That's right.
You go.
I did Drunk History.
Yeah.
It aired about a month ago. It finally is on Hulu, so shitheads can watch it on Hulu. I actually am very proud of it.
Yeah. I haven't watched. I should watch it. 'cause I
It's
heard
finally
very
on
funny.
Hulu, but you're right. Like for a month, I couldn't share it with anybody, and it was driving me crazy. I was like, I really like this. I want to, but you can't see it. But now you can because it's on Hulu.
But like a YouTube thing, you can send it immediately, and everybody knows
Yeah.
how to hit the click and how
Exactly.
to watch it. It's like I did Getting Dug with High.
Yeah.
And there's a certain point where I got like really fucking like
Nice.
zoned out, and everybody's putting in the comments, look at Eddie at like 34:30 or something, and you can click there, and it goes to the point. Like,
yeah.
It's so accessible. So I would rather be on the web. I feel like everyone I know, like when I was down in Australia, everyone that's selling tickets right now in comedy clubs and theaters are all YouTube people.
Yeah.
I hate saying YouTubers, but you know, like
No, it's true.
I think
Yeah.
I think we've seen the end of TV. I really do, as we know. I mean, dramas will still work, and
Or at
people
least
wanna
they're
sit
gonna
down and watch a
combine
movie.
somehow.
Yeah, because like Netflix and those guys are now budget. They're putting.
Well, yeah,
shit
because
together.
like a good example is they had that show Shit My Dad Says, and it was based on a Twitter feed.
Yeah.
And the Twitter feed was funny. Then it's like the network, was it CBS or something? They're like, let's make a TV show. The kids think this is a hot thing. Let's put it on. For one thing, they can't even say the title on TV. And then they get William Shatner, which I love William Shatner, but he's not the guy that I pictured
No.
doing that at all. And then there's like, and then they basically have a show that might as well be Everybody Loves Raymond, the dad from there. And it's like, yeah, that's already been done. The thing that made it funny was the Twitter feed.
Yeah.
And this guy overhearing it. But so it's just, TV can't compete with all the cool shit. Like, you know,
No.
they
And-
can't have on NBC, they can't
And
have
they can't,
talking
they
shit.
can't, they can't do
know?
it fast enough. Like the internet can do it so much faster than they can on TV.
Like we could lose our fan base in the next 10 minutes, like right out of the gate.
I think it's happening.
Um,
No, I'm kidding.
Can. How many people are watching right now?
12.
Are they writing?
Yeah.
Can we
Yeah,
hear
read
some of the
read some
comments
feed.
Stoned Eddie was amazing.
on?
Oh, they loved you
on
high.
being
Oh,
Doug
and
McGraw?
Getting Doug.
I felt like. Have you done it yet?
No.
I felt like I couldn't.
But he's a stoner.
communicate.
You're a stoner, though.
Are you a stoner?
Not at all.
No, but
Yeah,
you
I didn't
are.
think so. But my buddy, sorry, my buddy Mark Cohen told me that you guys did some Chong thing together.
I did.
He said to say hi too.
Yeah, I like him a lot.
Yeah, he's great.
It was really. Yeah, when they asked me to do that Tommy Chong thing, it was really weird because I go, guys, I don't even smoke weed,
Yeah.
and I used to a little.
Because
bit.
I didn't know if you. I mean, I thought you might be like me. I do it a couple of times a year.
I
Maybe,
used to be like, every time someone had it, like if I was drinking, which I drank a lot. If
Oh,
you
I
went
drink
hit-
my face off
Yeah,
every night.
I know.
Yeah.
I would drink every night, and then somebody would go, "Do you want a joint?" I'd
Yeah.
be like, "Oh yeah," and I'd take it. I never bought it. I never
Yeah.
searched it out. Then I started having panic attacks from weed, and I was like, never again. So I took like years off, and then Doug asked me to do the show. Well, they asked me to do the Tommy Chong show, and I even told the guy, I go, I don't smoke weed. They're like, yeah, just do your set. So my opening line was, I don't smoke weed. Okay, so then he tells me afterwards how pissed off he was. The producer's like, I was so fucking pissed off when I heard you say that. Here you are at the fucking 420 special, and your first line is, I don't smoke weed. So I watch it when it airs on Showtime. He edits out where I say don't.
Yeah.
And it just goes, I smoke weed.
That's like the stoner solution to it. You know, it's like, let's just cut the don't. Dude,
said
last
that.
week I was in Minneapolis and I was hanging out with my buddy and his wife and a bunch of people, and everybody was smoking pot, and I did a hit. And I was drunk, but there is this different feeling where you're going, all right, this isn't the feeling I have normally. That must be the pot.
The
And then
warm
she's like, are you
bath.
high? You only did one hit. And I go, yeah, I'm pretty sure I'm high. Like, here, go ahead and ask me a question that only a high person would know. And she's like, all right, well, what was the third, live album of the Grateful Dead or something like that? And I was like, I have no idea. And she was like, you really are high. It was a pretty classic. I mean, maybe it was funnier when I was high, but I laughed for about 15 minutes at that conversation.
I usually would get high when I was drunk, so it would kind of morph together. And I wasn't big on getting high, just high. And it was funny when I did Doug's show, because I took a hit, started coughing, and about a minute or two later, all of a sudden I was like,
Yeah.
uh-oh. I'm like, it's here.
I hit that moment
It-
sometimes. Yeah. It's
yeah, and I was
crazy.
like, this. I've had it hit me where I just look at the people that gave it to me, and I'm like, make it stop.
do you ever feel like everybody's against you? I've had
All the
that.
time, man.
No, I mean when you're smoking pot. Dude, can I just say one thing about Cohen? Apparently last night, my buddy Mark Cohen, who's amazing, he plays Stupid Joe in the movie Punch in the Clown, but
love that
he
movie,
apparently
man.
went up at the Comedy Store last night, and then the MC who brought him up tanked. And so then he brings up Mark Cohen, and Mark goes up there, and he was like, hey, everybody, the next Robin Williams, they're calling him right here. And fucking classic.
Oh.
They're calling him the next Robin
Is
Williams.
Huck out there right now?
I did it backwards.
Can't have him on the show. My little neighbor.
Oh, yeah?
He's the cutest little kid. He's like 4 years old. And he's like waving outside. I'm like, no, I don't think this is a good environment to let a 4-year-old. No, don't let him in.
Quick, lock the door.
Lock the Chi-Chi, shut up. Lock the door, Chi-Chi. Lock the door. We can't have a 4-year-old in here. We'll go to prison.
What are you
Chi-Chi,
guys doing?
Lock the door.
That's mean.
That kid feels rejected
Is he
now.
right outside the door?
That's
Like,
hilarious.
sorry, you let me
He's
in.
trying
He's
to
trying
open
to
the
get
door.
in.
We're like scared of a little kid.
Yeah, this is like The
That
Shining.
is just a really weird
That is
scenario.
scary. The doorknob is moving.
Chucky's trying to get
This
in.
is like, yeah. Oh, shit. You can see, can you turn a camera on
The
this?
little finger.
Oh, that is
Oh
creepy
my
as
God, he's
fuck.
trying.
It's like a pet cemetery.
There's his mom.
Oh, busted.
Aww.
Oh, he really wants to be on Talking Shit.
Oh, no.
Getting him young.
Bye, Huck.
The mom was there, too. Is she a MILF?
Yeah.
She's pretty hot
She looked
for
hot.
an old mom.
Oh, there she is.
And Harlow loves Huck.
We're getting all this on camera, too.
Yeah.
So.
We're not. What are
Oh,
the
he's
what
got
are the
it.
fans saying right now?
Ground.
Well, Window Boy is listening from Japan, so that's pretty cool.
Nice. Oh, wow. Oh, she's way
She's
hot.
kind of got a good
Are you
body.
kidding
on
me?
her,
All right,
huh?
you guys, stop it. Stop it.
What other
Dude.
things? We've never really used that window in our show. Why are we not utilizing this?
That
Fuck.
is ridiculous.
We could have done
Is he
so
still
many
at the
things. There
door?
he is.
Okay.
He's right there still.
Is he looking at us?
Yeah, he's
Oh,
is,
man.
We got a 4-year-old pissed off at us.
He's going to go pet
Oh
cemetery.
no! What are we gonna do?
he's like, you'll never work in this town again, if.
My dad works at William Morris. Bye, Huck.
J Div says we should get Jim's brother Scott to call in and talk shit on him.
No.
No, those two guys, man. I'll tell you what, they might have, issues with others, but they're like just like my family. If you go after one, they will rally like a pack of wolves. Scott will never do.
When I went to Perth, I thought I might see his brother. Didn't see him.
Like through some
No, I
crosshairs.
just thought he might come out to my show. Didn't come. I don't think he's ever listened to the show after Jim left.
I don't think so either.
No.
He's just.
It's
into
funny.
his
All the
crowd.
bad comments stopped too.
He's really funny guy though. That
Scott?
Scotty. Yeah,
Yeah,
he's
he
a
was
funny
funny.
dude.
Well, Jim's whole family's funny.
I saw him on New Year's.
Somebody sent a clip asking if it was Jim's mom, and it was this woman on a bus in Australia, and she's like, "Listen, you fucking cunt! I'll fucking come over there and rip your fucking dick off, you little fucking cunt!" And the kid's like, "Hey, lady, watch your mouth." She goes, "Don't tell me to watch my fucking mouth, you little fucking cunt!" And the whole bus is yelling at her, and she's like, and the guy goes, if you weren't a woman, I'd fucking smack you or something. Some dude says that to her, and she goes, "You're gonna fucking physically fucking threaten me, you little dickhead." And then the bus driver comes back and tells her to get off the bus, and she's like, this cunt fucking was gonna assault me. And the bus driver's
Which technically he wasn't.
like, yeah, exactly. And the bus driver's going, "You're scaring everyone on the bus."
Yeah.
And she's like, "You fucking cunt."
Physical violence is the natural reaction to what you're doing.
Yeah. What's going on that you guys are laughing? Cody?
What?
Comment from
What's
someone? Fan?
What's up, buddy?
Yeah, a lot of people are asking, they want to see Miss Pat on. They're bummed she's not going to be here.
Miss Pat was in Indianapolis. She couldn't make it.
And then a lot of people said thank you for introducing everybody to her.
Oh,
to
she's
Miss
so
Pat.
great.
She's been doing the rounds.
Yeah, she really
Yeah,
has.
she's out there now, man.
She's going to get a deal and forget all
Was it
about
you
us.
that told me this story about some kind of fight that she was in? with
She
a
fell
beat-
off of an overpass onto a dump truck being driven by her husband, who
That's
shot her
not
in
the one, but
who
that
shot
sounds
her in
pretty
the
good
tit with a
too.
rifle or some
And in the
shit.
back of the head.
Yeah,
Oh man,
she's
She,
quite a character,
She
man.
beat up an open micer.
that's right.
And She just beat the. I'm think I'm the one of the only comics in the world that's seen the video, because
Is it amazing?
this guy Bowers has it. If you ever work Morty's, you ever worked there?
No, I worked the other
You
one.
worked at Morty's. Oh, you work Crackers.
Yeah.
I used to work at Crackers, but I'm too black. So I work at Morty's, and the guy one night took me to his house and showed me the video of Miss Pat. And he's
Wow.
like, she won't let anyone see it.
I'm amazed it hasn't leaked. I mean, it's hard.
so fucking good. She pulls her wig off
Wow.
to beat the guy
Yeah,
up.
she don't want to get her
She
wig messed up.
beats him up so bad too. Like, I would never show my face again if a woman beat me up like this. I wouldn't fight her. After watching that video, I swear to God, if you said you think you can beat Miss Pat up, and I'm in shape, I work out all the time, no fucking way.
Yeah.
Crazy is a whole different type of style.
Yeah.
She would just what
Unpredictable.
that woman's been through.
Impossible to
She can take a hit.
analyze.
Did you hear her on Rogan? She told like her life story on Rogan, and it wasn't like funny when she told it on my show. It was like, holy fuck.
Oh boy.
She had a baby when she was like 12 or
Yeah.
something, like 15, maybe. I forget how old. So young. Her first baby, some 22-year-old guy was fucking her, and just crazy shit. Crazy drug. She was a drug dealer when she was 15.
Yeah.
Wow.
Like,
Where was she
hardcore
from?
drug dealer. In I think Atlanta, but she's in Indianapolis now.
She's funny as shit.
She is fucking funny.
Damn.
It's
that
like
that
Jerry
night was
Springer
pretty
for me.
classic at
It's
the
like-
improv.
She's like Maury Povich and Jerry Springer all combined.
Yeah. She'd have an amazing late night show.
No, she wouldn't. I would like to see her as like a sitcom gone wild. You know, like nobody does. Like Married with Children was like the craziest.
I mean, like where
wackiest
they
sitcom.
beat the kids in the show?
Yeah,
like actually
yeah.
beat the kids?
Yeah. You know what's that? Shameless. You ever
That'd be
watch
fun.
Shameless?
I haven't seen that. No.
Shameless is fucking awesome.
Yeah,
on-
it is.
I gotta
on,
watch that.
on Showtime. It's basically a dysfunctional family, and they don't hold back at all. The writers are like,
Yeah. The dad is an utter scumbag. Like,
Yeah.
William
Nice.
Macy plays like just brilliant.
"How was Minneapolis?"
Oh, it's great, man.
play Acme?
Acme Comedy Club, one of the best clubs in the country.
It is.
One of the best cities in the country.
Yeah, I love Lewis Lee. He has me back every 4 years.
Yeah, I know. I'm about on that rotation too. But you know, it's like that's the way it is with some of these clubs that have everybody wants to do them, and they got so many local comics. So it's like, you know, there's like headliners that live all around there. You know, that they could probably get for less. But I don't know what the thing is. But I just love that city. I'm trying to think if any other funny shit happened.
And you went in the summer.
yes.
You go in the summer to Minneapolis, it's like the best city. You go there in the winter, horrendous.
Yeah. Oh, there was a shooting right at my buddy's doorstep. We were walking home from one of the bars. It was like 2 a.m. You can read about this. It was a guy from the Vikings was shot in a bar.
Really?
Yeah, I can't remember his name. You can Google it.
Who's our Googler today?
Minneapolis shooting.
Can I interrupt you, Henry? I'm sorry.
Sure.
I just am curious what's going on right now. I want to know what
They got
everyone's-
high is what happened.
got
They're
high.
all fucking baked.
I'm running cameras.
Okay.
He's doing fan interaction with the people watching right now.
And live tweeting.
Okay, I just want to know. So Weeble
Look at their
Wobble-
eyes. Look at their
Weeble
eyes.
Wobble is switching cameras. For the fans watching right now, how's that going? Is he doing a good job?
Distracting him. He was doing a good
Okay,
job.
now Cody, what are you doing?
I'm chatting with the people watching the stream, and I'm live tweeting
You're live tweeting.
from two different Twitter.
Okay, so who's our Googler? Wait a minute. You two are stoned and you're working. Chi-Chi, what are you doing?
He's stoned too.
Managing these two.
He's turned into
You're managing those two.
He's turned into
Is he the new producer?
He's the producer. Oh my god.
Why don't you Google?
Somebody Google this, and then in the meantime, I finally
We have another computer. It's
thought
upstairs
of a
in my
funny
room.
angle to this
It's
shooting
on the floor
thing.
in my room.
What's that, Henry?
So, all right. So a couple years ago, I was at my buddy Isaac Whitty was driving me around.
I like Isaac
Yeah,
Whitty.
Isaac's great.
Didn't Isaac like marry a stripper? And
Yeah, and
That-
then
that ended.
that lasted like 6 months. I
think
wonder why.
It was like the first. It was like the first I ever hung out with him, and he was like, "So I married this stripper."
Yeah,
and
yeah.
He's like, "This isn't gonna work."
No.
Is he still in Minneapolis?
Yeah, he's back there, and he's doing amazing sketch stuff right now for that damn channel.
Oh,
He's doing really funny sketches on there. He's great. But so anyway, so we go into a bar, and some crackhead or whatever must have punched out the back window and taken my guitar and stole it.
Fuck.
Yeah, I was fucked up. And that was in Minneapolis. I had to get a new guitar. Isaac had a rental car. He got it worse than I did because he didn't have the insurance, and then he brings it back, and then they got him for everything. But so here I am the other night. My friends and I are at a bar, and we walk home to my friend's place. There's yellow tape everywhere. There were 9 people shot right there in downtown Minneapolis, including a guy from the Vikings. I can't remember his
Wait,
name.
I'm looking at Jonathan McElnay. You just said 9 people got shot, and he
Yeah.
started giggling like he did it.
It's fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
No, but so anyway, so
Where were you this weekend, Jonathan?
Not a Vikings fan, I take it. No, so anyway, so then I'm getting back on the plane to come back to L.A., and the guy, what is this? I guess he would have been the TSA guy or whoever the guy is that checks your ID and everything. And he looks at it and he goes, L.A., well, I guess we do things a little differently from the way you guys do them out there. It was that kind of
Condescending.
Midwestern superiority thing, like we're a bunch of sinners out here. And I wanted to be like, yeah, you steal people's shit and shoot people. Like, yeah, you're fucked up. We don't do that. Because it's true. I mean, how many times have you... I mean, yeah, shootings happen here, of course. But it's pretty weird to be just walking home from a bar and then there's 9 people shot downstairs.
I always find
from
it
your-
funny when people identify themselves like, I guess that would be kind of patriotically, or not patriotically, but like
No, you're right. It's,
to
what
like
do you call
an
that?
area, or like it's funny. Like I understand countries sometimes.
Well, it's like Indiana
Or
versus
neighborhoods.
Ohio or whatever. I mean,
but when you
know.
subscribe to a state,
Yeah, yeah.
when people are like fucking Ohio, and
It's
you're
like,
like
you were just born on that side of the
a
line, dude.
line,
Yeah,
an imaginary
exactly.
line
Yeah.
in the
random line.
and you subscribe to that, and then it gets worse because I mean that's why I have trouble like being very patriotic, because I travel so much that you just go, well, I'll find like people go, well, why do you go to Australia? I'm like, because I can relate to a lot of Australians way more than I can relate to like a lot. There's a lot of people in America I can relate to, but a lot I can't.
Yeah.
So there's people. So I have more of an association with them than I do some right-wing zealot fucking psychopath religious person in America.
Yeah.
Some laid-back surfer dude in Australia. I'm way more of an alliance with him than I am. So that whole patriotism of like fight for
Yeah, I
your
know.
country and your ideals, I don't think we have the same ideals.
You know what
Comics
I'm
without
finding
borders,
is
man.
chicks, American chicks. I'm just kind of done with that shit.
They're tough.
White
They're really
chicks
tough.
particularly.
Yeah, no, it's just like, you know, this. I don't want to go into it, but there's a lot. I'm just finding a lot of attractive things about girls that aren't American. What's that song, American Woman? Who did that song?
Get away from me.
Yeah, that's what
No,
he's singing
that's-
about.
So-
Oh, the
somebody-
Guess Who.
Yeah, that's
Somebody
not-
said, and our
Lenny
fans are
covered
going to
it.
jump all over this because they'll agree with this, but someone said once that the most privileged species in the world is the American woman.
You should see how they fucking buy ice cream, dude. Holy fucking shit. You got 8 choices, really?
Just a
Takes you
bucket of it.
15 minutes to spend $4. Get the fuck away from me.
That's
Oh
what
my
the song's about.
God.
American Woman.
But they
With your,
they really have been privileged like no other country in the world. They're put on a pedestal here in America. Like in a lot of countries, you know, women are subservient and they're looked down upon. I mean, like I believe in equality, but we put them on such a pedestal
Oh,
in
man.
America that it's like no other country. It's amazing the way you're treated by women. When I travel to other countries, how nice they are and how
oh yeah.
like you go up to talk to a girl and except one exception, Sydney, Australia. For some reason, they're so cunty. Like, but anywhere around the world, you go up to a girl in a bar and you're like, "Hey, how are you?" They're like, "Oh, hey."
Yeah.
You go in America. What the
Yeah, yeah.
like,
you think you can talk to
who do
me?
you-
Yeah.
And I saw a girl do it once to a friend of mine, so I went up to her and then I kind of schmoozed her, and I go, "That guy is kind of annoying," and she's like, "Yeah, I mean, like." And I'm like, yeah, why would he think he could come up and talk to you?
Yeah.
And she's like,
She starts
I
getting
know.
it.
She's like, who? And I'm like, I mean, he said nice things to you and compliment. What kind of fucking asshole does that? And so all of a sudden she started to detect my sarcasm, and she's like,
Yeah.
oh, you're not on my side.
I know.
And I was like, no, you're a cunt.
Yeah.
You know,
That's awesome.
Just like she was just so rude. One time a friend of mine at a bar goes like this. He's really good with girls, and he comes over to me and goes, I dare you to go up and talk to that girl. And I knew something was wrong. So I go, because he never has trouble with girls. He goes, I dare you. So I walk over to her, and I just tap her on the shoulder. I'm thinking, I'll say something witty, you know. She won't. I tap her on the shoulder. She turns around, looks at me, and she goes, "Ooh, you're ugly. Go away."
Oh, Jesus.
And I was like, I just had nothing. And it was like she fucking hit me with a frying pan in the face. And I was like, oh. And all night long, I was like, how am I going to get her
You
back?
wanted her bad after that, dude.
So we were going like bar to bar in this little beach town, and I'm like following her.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm going to figure out how I'm going to get this girl back.
Yeah.
So after all the bars close, there's a place called Wawa's. And it's where you like order sandwiches and stuff late at night. And everybody's in there. All the drunks are in there. And I'm still, how am I going to fucking get that girl? And she had ordered some food. And the guy heard, he was calling her number. And she didn't hear it. And he's like, 63, 63. He's like, whose is this? And I knew it was hers. And she kind of just realizes it's hers. So she's coming to the counter. I go, it's the fat girls. And she
Oh, that's
wasn't fat
awesome.
at all. She wasn't
Yeah.
fat at all, but I knew, that's just a
She
soft
probably
spot on any
thinks-
girl. And I go, that's the fat girl sandwich.
Nice.
She doesn't even remember that I'm the guy that she went, ooh, you're ugly.
Yeah.
I just see her go to one of her friends, like she just starts to melt. She goes, did he just call me fat?
Nice.
And I was like, yeah, it's the fat girls. And she's
That's
like,
great.
and then I see her out in the parking lot crying. And I'm like, oh, you can dish it out,
Yeah.
but you
Yeah,
can't
yeah.
fucking take it.
That's pretty typical.
It's the worst. No, there's a girl who's a pretty cool chick that I'm friends with who said that one night she was hanging out with a bunch of other chicks, and it was Halloween, and like some fat girls came over and asked them for directions to get to one of the streets, and then my friend started giving directions, and then the fat girls left, and then she goes back, and her friends were like, ew, why are you talking to those fat people? And it was like, she was like, that's wrong. Like, there's something wrong with you. Like,
Yeah.
But that's the kind of shit we're talking about. It's that mentality.
Mean. Like,
Exactly.
like I can be mean behind people's backs. I can't be mean to someone.
Yeah, I don't get that.
That is just, unless they're mean. Like, if
Yeah.
I see an injustice, I'll go up and defend somebody and like ruin somebody's life.
But there's no reason to hurt someone that's never done
Like, if I
anything
see
to you.
someone bullying
Oh,
someone,
yeah, it's true.
I'll go after the bully like fucking crazy, unless it's Jason. And then,
Because I'm doing my own thing in that moment, you know?
Yeah. Well, if you're bullying,
I don't need
there's
any
a
help
reason.
there. I know what
always
I'm
thought,
doing.
has there been a movie about a guy who goes around to like high schools, like a vigilante for bullies, like, or like he goes around and just like kicks bullies' asses, like a full-grown man?
my bodyguard.
3 o'clock high.
Yeah, but that they were still in the same age
That was
range
him.
where they could.
That was you and my bodyguard.
Oh yeah.
No, doesn't he look like him when he was
Little bit, yeah.
D'Onofrio?
The kid. Yeah,
Vincent
yeah.
D'Onofrio.
Um,
Who was the?
was that Vincent D'Onofrio? No, it couldn't have been.
Yes.
What?
Look up IMDb. Vincent D'Onofrio.
Yeah, D'Onofrio's the bodyguard.
Oh, dude, that is
He's my bodyguard, and he's
crazy.
also in Full Metal Jacket.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he was. Yeah.
Doesn't he look like it? Where's
Oh,
my
yeah,
rifle?
yeah,
Where's
that's
You
my
see where he
gun?
missed a little
when he's
patch?
giggling.
Gotta get a razor on that.
That scene where he's giggling when the guy
Got
was.
like a
I could just
triangle
see
beard
you
on your
holding
back of
the
your
gun.
neck.
That's so funny. I never put it. I'm a big D'Onofrio fan. I never put it together. It was the guy in my bodyguard.
People used to say, "Oh no, that my friend looked like Rudy Gerner." Rudy
Oh, yeah.
Gerner was the kid in my bodyguard, and he was also
Meatballs.
He was also in
Yeah.
Meatballs. Woody the Wabbit.
Yeah.
How-
No, yeah, that guy was great. What
How
the hell's he
fucking
doing
amazing
now?
was Meatballs? What are you laughing at? You're just high.
Bill Murray.
No, just the first time Jason leaves the couch. What's the number at? How long did he make it?
45.
An hour and 44. Give me his phone. Give me his phone.
Oh, what for the bathroom?
We're gonna switch it to Spanish. No. Oh, he's got the code on it.
Damn.
Fuck.
Uh,
I took his phone once from him. He left it in a restaurant, and I took it and I put a code on it. I forget. We did something else to it too. And Devlin, his buddy, calls me on the phone. He's like, all right, give us the code. And they just kept calling. We're like, what code? What are you talking about? I just did it. Like, I put it back down on the table where he left it, and just left the bar. And they're like, come on, it's not funny anymore. Devlin also called me the time I was on at Townhouse one night, and a girl threw a shoe at me on stage.
mhm.
Can you imagine if a guy threw a shoe at a woman on stage? What would happen?
Oh yeah.
Jail.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure.
Girl took her shoe off and threw it at me on stage.
Jeez.
And so I brought the shoe. I picked it up and said, some comics end with a joke, I just steal shoes. And I just like walked out of the club
Oh,
with the
nice.
shoe and walked through the crowd
That's
holding
a
it.
great idea.
And I brought it home here and put it on the mantle. And then I start getting phone calls from the club. Bring it back. And I'm like, no, I'm not.
No
I told
way.
them, I threw it in the dumpster on the way home.
Yeah.
And they're like, what dumpster? I'm like, I was behind the.
Make them just sit there and look for it.
So they all
forever.
like went looking for it.
Well,
but-
they should be like telling the chick, "Why did you throw your shoe?" Like,
it
oh,
wasn't
it's not him. Okay, good. I'm
Who
not
is it?
crazy.
Who plays the bodyguard? Give me the top 5 names.
He was the bodyguard. Adam Baldwin. Matt Dillon was the bully.
Matt Dillon was the bully. Let me see.
I'm telling you, man, if George,
Adam Baldwin.
that was him.
Adam Baldwin. He's not a Baldwin brother, is he?
Oh, maybe not. Dude, I'm telling you, if George W. Bush had done the same shit when he had that shoe thrown at him, if he would have just taken it and said,
All
"I'm
right,
keeping
I'm
your
outta it.
shoe,"
And made a joke of it.
Yeah.
People would have been like,
it would
I
have
keep
been way
hearing from
better.
people that
Instead, he
like,
just was, "What?"
I keep hearing from people that worked with Bush, like Secret Service agents, Marines and stuff that were like around him, and they just talk about it how fucking cool of a guy he was.
Oh, I'm sure. I'm sure he was.
Well, I've always said this.
Yeah.
If you said to me, you got to go out for a night of partying with George Bush or Obama, as much as I like Obama's politics more than George Bush's,
Yeah. Oh, it's
I
no
would
brainer.
way
No-brainer.
more want to party with Bush. Because you know you'd be like, we're going to go knock down mailboxes. And he's like, I'll
Oh,
get
yeah,
the
yeah.
bats.
Yeah, yeah. No, absolutely. No, you're absolutely right.
Like, so as much as like everyone hates him, you'd still love him as a person.
oh, I know. Well, that's why he probably was president.
Yeah. Well, that's what I heard. I heard
And he
was-
stole it too. That helps. No.
He invaded countries and murdered people.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, this guy's still working. Adam Baldwin. He's he was doing Law and Order. That's always
Well,
weird.
everybody's done a
Yeah.
Law and Order.
But I mean, you usually want to have Law and Order down at the beginning of your IMDb
yeah,
page.
no, that's true. If,
Not
if
up
it's
like-
the most recent. You know, I love IMDb because I was watching one of those Where Are They Now, and it was about the show What's Happening. And I was like, yeah, I'm curious to know what these guys are doing.
I would
And
love
it-
to know
It
what
had
they're all
them.
doing.
Well, the guy who played Dwayne, it was like, well, Dwayne hasn't been doing a lot of acting, but he's been doing a lot of work behind the scenes, directing and stuff. And so I'm like, well, let's see. And I've
Law
got
and Order.
IMDb, and I'm like, no, he hasn't. There's nothing. It's like you can't fake it anymore. Like
Yeah.
it's like
can't lie
you
about
c-
your career.
Just tell him he's been behind the scenes. It's like, nah, publicist, that doesn't work anymore
I
because now
pi-
we got IMDb.
I pitched a TV show to
Oh, that's the dude.
to VH1 once
yeah.
called Where's Jake? And it was all about that I was going to go hunt down all these movie stars from when I was a child
Yeah.
that are now grown up that aren't stars. And now that they're not stars, I can be friends with them.
That's
Because
right.
like they wouldn't be friends with me when they were stars, but now that
Yeah.
they're like Jake from 16 Candles, he's like a carpenter in he lives in like Lehigh, Pennsylvania.
Wow.
And so I would go to Lehigh, I
Wait,
would
can-
befriend
what,
him.
What else was he in? Jake, I'm trying to remember.
I think he only did one film, or he did 2 films. He did he was
Yeah.
Shoot in Vision Quest.
Oh yeah.
So I go and find him, befriend him, and then because I'm like obsessed with him, I try to get him to like start his career over
Yeah.
again. And so it's like people like him or like Dwayne. From,
Or Tanner from Bad News Bears.
well, he's still around.
Is he?
He's on that.
He's on TV? I
Yeah,
thought he
he's
quit.
on like some really popular show, and people. Not Tanner. I'm
no,
sorry.
no. Jackie Earl Haley.
Yeah, Jack,
yeah,
people
yeah.
say I look like him.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
No, that guy was badass. The smoking kid.
Yeah, that
in,
was
Bad
what
News
was
Bears.
his name in Bad
And he was
News?
in the Watchmen.
Kelly Leak.
He was in the Watchmen too. Yeah. and
Kelly
Breaking
Leak.
Away.
Yeah.
But some of those other kids, who knows what happened to them?
What happened to Tanner? Let's see.
I think I looked him up once, and he's gone. Like he's way out of the business. He's like he owns a flower shop or something. But yeah, who would be some other ones? Or dude, here's what you do. You can
I'm doing all
you can
my TV
find
pitches.
chicks now that you can fuck.
Well, that happened to me.
Like a 65-year-old chick from like I don't know, what would she
Kirsty
be?
Swanson from the from the
Love Boat or something.
No, she was on the Chase. She was somebody take this. Talk to Adam Hunter. She was on the Chase with what's his name? Charlie Sheen. Okay, so my whole life I fucking loved her. She was on Buffy, and I was like obsessed with this girl. She's so fucking
Buffy's
hot.
not
blah,
that
blah,
long
blah.
ago.
And
might still be
I'm
hot.
watching her, and my whole life I'm like, oh, I want to. One night, I'm doing a show at the Westwood Brew Co. And she's in the back of the room. And look at her. Is that Kirsty Swanson? She's so gorgeous.
Holy shit.
She's in the back of the room, and somebody goes, hey, Kirsty Swanson's here. And I'm like, fuck off. And this comedy room only holds like 25 people. So I was going to like go on late in the show. I go to whoever's, I go, put me on now. Put me on now.
Oh,
put me
yeah.
on now. I'm like, I want to go on. I want to be funny. I want to do well. So
Spread my peacock
so
feathers.
I go on well. I
Yeah.
go on. I do a good set. And then she comes up to me right afterwards and starts talking to me. And I'm like, this is really fucking happening.
This
I just
worked.
killed. I'm going to get to bang Kirsty Swanson because I just, like, life is all coming together.
Yeah.
Well, it's probably funnier if I just tell you the end of the story. Me and a bunch of other comics are calling her a cunt while she's going down the steps.
Oh,
And
really?
We're
So something happened in
screaming-
between.
Something happened in between.
Wow, it must have been something bad.
She was a vicious drunk.
Oh, no.
Vicious alcoholic. And just went from, you know, when you're talking to a girl and she just starts like hitting you or saying,
Oh,
like,
yeah.
she wasn't hitting, but she was like saying horrible things.
Anger.
And we,
I had a friend punch me in the face.
yeah,
a
that
girl.
kind of, and
Yeah.
we said to her, hey, you know, got to the point where like, we should probably put you in a cab and send you home, you know, like, she was like falling down steps and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I was like, my dream, like, it wasn't even though, hey, she's drunk, I can get her home. And
Yeah.
it was, this is sad. This girl that I used to put on a pedestal is now just a
That is crazy.
annoy-
Yeah, I know.
And so she was so rude to us all. She was like yelling at us and going, fuck you, I'll call the cops on you. Fucking, you know, like for not. And we were all like, all the comics were like getting, and they're like, fuck off. You know, and like,
Dude.
it started off with this like a little bit of like, fuck you. And then she'd be like, no, you fucking fat piece of shit. She'd call one. And then there were guys who were like, fucking, I hope you fall down the steps, you fucking bitch. And she's
Oh,
like,
man.
fuck you, you faggot. You know, and
Where was your smartphone? You should have given it to TMZ.
but
Well,
it was-
nowadays, yeah, I mean, oh God. Well, it is pretty cool that we get to do. I'm one time I was at the Improv and I was told that Steve Perry was in the audience.
Oh,
Yeah, and I was and I have this song called The Guitar Pill where I go into a bunch of classic 80s songs or whatever. And I started doing the opening for Don't Stop Believing on the guitar, which isn't really the way it's supposed to be. And there was no way that the bit works unless people know that Steve Perry's there. It turns out Steve Perry wasn't even there. So I just did this weird fumbled way through some bit that didn't really quite work, and I was like, fuck, that was a waste of time. But anyway.
I did one night. I only know I can play one song on the piano, and I can only play like a third of it. It's
Yeah.
Jump by Van Halen. And
Oh yeah, that's a great one.
for a weird time period, David Lee Roth was coming into the Comedy Cellar,
Yeah?
and it's because he was renting an apartment from Dov Davidoff.
Oh wow.
And he would come out, and he was like into stand-up for a little bit. So he would come in. So I played...
It's probably your next guy.
Yeah, so I played Jump and had him come up. I begged him to come on stage, and he came up and went, go ahead and jump. And the crowd-
Oh, that's awesome.
All right, next guest, I think, is coming
Yeah, I remember meeting. I met him a couple of times.
in. You did meet him?
Well, before I was even a comic, just because he would hang out at like Barney's Beanery and stuff. But it was like meeting a celebrity. It was like, "Hi, Mr. Roth. I just want to say
He's
I'm
a
fan."
fucking...
It's not like we
that's
partied or
That's
anything.
a real celebrity.
Oh yeah, no, he
That's-
was huge.
I just looked up Tanner from the Bad News Bears. And
What's
it
up,
says Chris Barnes was born in 1965, actor known for Bad News Bears, Through the Magic Pyramid,
He was
Bad
hilarious in
News-
Bad News Bear.
The Bad News Bears, and Breaking Training. He didn't do anything
That's
other
it.
than that ever.
And he was so good. Remember, it was the kid that cussed. Yeah,
Can we talk about that?
dude,
Chris
there's some
Barnes.
crazy hair flying around. Whose is that?
Tanner. Tanner Boyle. Where is Chris Barnes Tanner of the Bad News Bears from?
That's like the Google autocomplete.
Yeah, it's saying from. We don't want from. We want where is he now?
He's
Usually Wikipedia will have
he's
it.
behind you.
Wikipedia says that Jim and I had a relationship, a sexual relationship that went bad.
He's going through your dumpster.
My
right
mom called me. She was upset about it. Nothing. All that. He was in some after-school
now.
specials.
Just mysterious.
Yeah, where the fuck is he?
He didn't die.
If anybody knows where Chris Barnes is, please.
Talk about a guy who does not want to be in the limelight.
Tanner. He's 49 years old now. All right. We're almost done with our what is this? This is our second episode.
Hour 2.
22
Okay,
more
I think I got the
episodes.
story to end on. This is a story that Rita from
22
the,
more hours. Yeah.
the Improv told me, since we were talking about Steve Perry. It's a heartwarming story, and I bet that there's not going to be a lot of them in the 24 hours because
No.
heartwarming stories aren't what you guys specialize in. So I'm going to tell this one. So Rita told me the story. I love it, but so when she was a kid, I think she was like 12 and her brother was 16, and they were like best friends in Arizona, Phoenix, I guess. And they had planned that they were going to go to the Journey concert together. This is probably in the early 80s or something, and she just was so excited about it. But her brother was right at that age, and he started driving, and he started dating, and he finally decided he was going to take a girl to the Journey concert instead of his little sister Rita. And Rita was just so upset. She's cried and cried and cried. It was so bad to the point where her brother was leaving on his date with his girl in the car, and while they were driving away, Rita was chasing after both of
Jesus.
them while crying and waving. Yeah. It's cute. You know, she was 12. Like, it'd be weird if she's an adult. But anyway, so
That's how I leave here with Jason.
it turns out Steve Perry from Journey winds up becoming a fan of comedy years. This is probably about maybe 10 years ago. He was hanging out at the Tempe Improv. And he used to go there and watch the comedy. And eventually, Rita was the manager there. And eventually, Rita gets to be friends with Steve Perry. And she's starstruck. One night they were out having drinks, sharing laughs, everything. Rita goes, she tells him that story, and Steve Perry is like, "What?" And she's like, "Yeah, no, I was so upset, I was crying, and I was following, the car out."
And he
And
went,
then
"Oh,
he goes,
Rita,
so he goes,
our love."
"What's your brother's number right now?" And Rita's like, "No, he lives in New York. He's married with kids. It's probably 5 a.m. there." And he goes, "Give me your phone. I want to call your brother." So he calls Rita's brother, and Rita's brother's over there. This is 25, 30 years later, whatever. He answers the phone. He's sleeping. "Yeah, who is this?" "This is Steve Perry. I'm hanging out with your sister Rita, and I just want to know, why did you not take your little sister to the Journey concert that day?" And her brother's just like, "What the fuck?" And that's pretty much the end of the story, but it's beautiful and heartwarming. And then she fist fucked a retard, which I thought was. I just wanted to end it with something, getting us back on topic.
That's Henry Phillips, everybody. Go watch,
I
watch
saw
all,
that,
watch
from
all
stand-up.
Henry's videos on Henry's Kitchen on YouTube. What's your Twitter?
Henlips.
At Henlips, and go see him live. You got any good dates coming up?
Vegas, 26th through 30 in August. The Improv.
Oh, nice,
Yeah.
nice. I love. Tell Carl I said hello.
Oh yeah, Carl's great. Yeah,
Carl-
it's a good room.
Good dude, Carl. And go see Henry if you're in Vegas. Go see him at the Improv. And thanks for coming. Thanks for being
All
part
right.
of the big 24-hour.
Yeah,
Thanks,
buddy.
guys.
Uh,
This is gonna be a lot of fun.
51651.
51.6.
So we've gone up a little bit since.
We're not making much money.
Nice. You're welcome.
We need to
Nah,
make
I'm
like
just
$100. We need to make like $1,000 an hour. No, we don't. Divide it up. We need $8,000 in. So we need to make like $500 an hour, guys. Fucking help out. What are they saying? Any comments?
Everyone's excited to see who the next guest is.
No, he's right here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks to those people, by the way.
Everyone's Everyone's asking for where the hot 15%ers are.
That's so funny.
That's like a
Even on this
contradiction
page,
in terms.
they're getting in there like, hey, are there any chicks in here? That's why there's a new app out called 3NDR. It's like for threesomes.
yeah.
Look, you go, I'm on it like
Does
all
it
excited.
work?
You know who else is on it? A whole bunch of guys that look like you. There's no chicks on that site.
There is not. It doesn't work.
None. There's
No.
there's girls don't have
need
to
to
try
look.
to get a
No.
threesome.
No.
They go.
They're usually trying to get away from them in the
yeah,
bar. Like,
exactly.
oh, no, I dig you guys. It's cool.
Adam goes, what's it called? 3NDR. That's our next guest.
Grinder.
Jason, close up this show. I got to get food or something so I don't die.
All right.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah, there's some crafty. Henry, on your way out, make sure you check out the crafty table.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
got some,
I would
good
love a
snacks in
sandwich.
there.
Yeah.
Some sandwiches. It's really awesome having you on, dude.
Awesome.
I really
Thanks
hope
for
you get
having
that-
me, guys. This is a great idea, and I think it's going to be a lot of fun.
Keep us posted on the show with Comedy Central. or
Yeah,
whoever
I'll let you
is
know.
Those bastards.
Let's
Fucking
hope. Either way, I'm
assholes.
going to keep making the YouTube videos anyway.
Yeah,
so.
fuck the network.
Yeah, you don't need
that
that.
system.
Again, let's
It's
wait until
DIY
they.
culture.
Let's wait until we get a rejection before
Oh,
we.
you know what? We totally didn't even get onto this with you. How do you feel about a cross country trip? Doing
At
a
the
cannonball
moment?
run with us.
Who knows?
Yeah, we're gonna do a cannonball run podcast.
We have an
race.
idea. This is our pitch. We're going to have
Graham's all over it too.
okay, yes, Jason.
I'm just excited.
You're excited. We're going to do Cannonball Run.
All right.
Just like, but every like podcast or comedian
That's
gets a car.
hilarious.
Or like a bunch of comedians in a car. We have our bus.
Mhm.
And we go from comedy club to comedy club. LA
Nice.
to New York. And you would like stop like in Arizona at like the stand up
Yeah,
live.
yeah.
And you'd do a show.
Mm-hmm.
And then like you'd get there. As fast as you get there, you take off the next day. Like you have a delay. But you do a show that night at the club, so all the fans would go to that show.
Yeah.
And then you go to like wherever, up to Chicago, and then so there's like 6 stops along the way.
Nice.
I'm just picturing Henry, like because every crew we want to have with cameras and do the
Sure.
right thing on it, and I could just see Henry's like race is just this solitary.
It'd just be by
journey.
myself.
I can just see exactly how you do.
No, I would love it.
Henry goes
If
the other
Adrian
way.
Barbeau's going to be there,
What would
I'll
what
do
would
it.
be your vehicle?
probably. Well, I just
An
use
Omni,
my.
a Dodge Omni, or something.
That would be fine. Maybe a Toyota station wagon.
Who would
Guitar
you
in the back.
Who would you take with you?
He'd be alone.
I don't know. Yeah, I'd be the solitary guy. Anyway,
What's that song?
well,
Who
cool.
sings that song?
Help
Solitary
me
Man, Neil
make
Diamond.
it.
Oh yeah,
Through the
solitary man. That's what I am.
All
All
right,
right, cool, guys.
Thanks,
So I'm
Henry.
gonna grab
Thanks
a
for coming. I
sandwich.
appreciate
All
you
right,
doing
thanks
it.
everybody.
We still have
Um,
energy. Thanks for coming
yeah, we're-
early. We thought you were
we're-
gonna make dinner.